Must potato chips be Bishul Yisrael?
There's an amazing answer in the back of a sefer called Taras Maim. Taras Maim was a sefer that was written about mikvahs by a Lubavitcher Rav in New York called Rabbi Nissen Tlushkin alav Shalom. He wrote a whole sefer about mikvahs. In the back of the sefer, he wrote a few practical tshuvas, a few practical halachic answers, which I believe were answers that were asked on a regular basis, and therefore he wrote it down. He has an amazing tshuva about potato chips. Does potato chips need Bishul Yisrael or not? He brings the fact that in order to have a type of food that needs to have Bishul Yisrael, it has to be oile al shulchan melachim. It has to be important enough for it to be served on a royal table in a respectful and honorable situation. And the question that he asks is like this. Being that it has to be chashuv, that it has to be important and be served in a royal, respectful, honorable way, how should we face potato chips? Should we face potato chips by the material, by the potato, because potato is oil al shulchan menachem, it could be served very, very respectfully, or do we face potato chips as the chips, because chips are not served on a royal table. It's not something that's honorable, but chips for the sake of chips. He in the end says that we look at the material, meaning we look at the potatoes, and being that potatoes are oil al shulchan melachim, even if they're formed as potato chips, you should be machmir, and you should be careful that these potato chips should have Bishul Yisrael. Nevertheless, quite a few years ago, I went and asked the chief Rav of Crown Heights, Rabbi Marlo alav Shalom. I came to ask him if potato chips need Bishul Yisrael or not. Back then, I wasn't referring to actual potato chips, I was referring to Pringles. Rabbi Marlo, in his very, very special, short way, told me it depends on the bracha. If the bracha is Beirei Priha Adama, meaning that it's actual chips, actual pieces of potato, then yes, you will need to have Bishul Yisrael, because you look at the actual product, you look at potatoes as potatoes, and being that the bracha is Beirei Priha Adama, you'll need to have Bishul Yisrael. Nevertheless, the Pringles are not made out of potatoes. They're made out of a certain type of powder that is made out of potatoes, but they're reformed and they're not even cooked, they are steamed. So based on the fact that Pringles are not made out of potatoes, they're made out of potato powder, which means the bracha is shehakol, together with the fact that it's not actually cooked, it's steamed, and we know that takana was only about bishul, meaning actual cooking with fire, therefore Pringles, the bracha shehakol niyo b'dvarei, and Pringles do not need Bishul Yisrael, and you can eat them even though they're not Bishul Yisrael. Nevertheless, the other potato chips, which are made out of potatoes, and it's very obvious that it's made out of potatoes, will need Bishul Yisrael.